One-on-one, I'm Rick Kaplan. My guest today is Elizabeth Krol. She's the National Client Manager of Partner Engineering and Science, Inc. Hello, Elizabeth. How are you?
Hello, Rick. I'm well. Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak with you one-on-one today.
It's my pleasure. It's always a pleasure to speak with you. So you were telling me earlier that you're busy. You know, you've got a lot of things going on, which is good to hear. You know, things are, it's unusual right now. You know, no one knows what the direction things are going to go. It's so much uncertainty. How are you dealing with all that?
Thank you for asking, Rick. We're very fortunate the partner has a flexible mobile workforce, and we were already leveraging technology to conduct site assessments around the country. And so we're able to deploy our assessors readily to various sites as requested by our clients. And we're also able to work remotely. So sheltering in place has been an easy adjustment for many of us, which is wonderful. Certainly I miss the contact, and I'd love to be out and about seeing people like you face to face. And I look forward to that day, and I hope it comes very soon.
Oh, me as well. You know, I'm very social, and this has been killing me. Thank God for Zoom, because I talk with friends from all over the country, as well as overseas, you know, and I can keep the conversation going, but still it's nothing like that face-to-face contact.
Exactly.
You know. So you're dealing with a lot of commercial property owners. And so how do you find them dealing with this, and how are you helping them deal with the ongoing vacancies that they're having?
Thank you. We're talking quite a bit with our clients, and I would say the one silver lining during this time period is that we are having a high level of communication, talking with our clients, understanding their needs, and helping to develop solutions that work for them during this unusual time. So one of the ways that we're helping is to help them think through what it looks like both to shut down their building unexpectedly and to continue to have a building that's unoccupied for a longer duration, certainly than any of us originally anticipated.
Now, are you finding, do you have a lot of retail property owners?
We do work with retail property owners, absolutely, and certainly they're the hardest hit. It's been a very difficult time for them. I'm hoping that there'll be lots of pent-up demand and people will rush out once again to do things like pick up their dry cleaning and get their hair cut and buy some spiffy new spring and summer clothes. So I hope we'll quickly return to a more robust commercial market.
Yeah, so now if you're a property manager and you have all these vacancies, what's the obligation you're going to have to keeping your properties? You know, first of all, the looting could be an issue, and also you know, just, you know, when nothing's going on, you know, you don't have heat running, you don't have all these things, you have to watch a lot of that.
Precisely. You raise some really valuable points. Looting is absolutely a concern. Potentially people dumping unwanted materials at your property, because now's the time where they might be able to get away without anyone observing them doing that dumping of illicit materials. We've also had a client who had an arson issue, which was terrible. So you're 100% right. Having someone being the ears and eyes for you on the ground, verifying that your property is safe and unharmed is incredibly valuable. Also just working with, if there is on-site staff, working with them to make sure that the facility is maintained in terms of balancing the HVAC system, for example, making sure there's no issues with the chillers. This time of year on the East Coast, as the relative humidity rise, we do have concerns about Legionella, as an example, or possibly mold development. So we really want to be sure that we're looking and maintaining our properties, having regular inspections, working through a facility plan if you have one, a facility management plan. And if you don't, we certainly would be pleased to help to develop one. And that would be a customized document to help the on-site team ensure that the building is well managed despite being unoccupied.
Do you think this is a good time for, like, shopping malls, for example? A lot of them don't have like cameras throughout the whole place like they should, because it really wasn't the need that, you know, a lot of the store owners would probably have their own cameras. They wouldn't necessarily need it for the whole inside of the mall. Do you think this is a perfect time for them to stop putting in electronics like that?
do think it's the perfect time, both for additional security as well as perhaps enhancing their fire safety alarm systems. It's also a good time for other types of equipment monitoring. And really, if there's any deferred maintenance, now is a really good time to address those types of items when it's not occupied, and it's a lot easier to get the work done without the hustle and bustle of a busy facility.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking about that. You know, you're looking at all these malls and all these shopping plazas that, you know, they're always busy because retail's open 7 days a week, even office buildings. And now you have an opportunity where you don't have anyone going in and out of the property. It is a perfect time to do any kind of repairs that are needed. They can be done probably quicker, I would think, and probably less liability.
And contractors are available. They would love to have the work in areas where there isn't a restriction on construction. Now would be a terrific time to get some of that work done, whether it's roofing or it's internal equipment, or perhaps it's you know, just refreshing and refurbishing the interior lobby space.
You know, one of the other things, parking lots, perfect time to fix all the potholes and the cracked sidewalks. You know, you have, you know, no traffic, you know, so I don't know if any of them are taking those opportunities, but I think it's a good idea right now.
I agree with you. We're seeing that, as well as hotels that are refreshing and refurbishing as well. Unfortunately, because they have such high vacancy rates, now is a good time to take care of those types of capital needs projects.
So now we're getting ready to reopen everything. This is the big question. When and how we reopen any type of public property.
So I think first and foremost, tenants are going to be asking the question, is it safe? Is it safe for me to return to my place of business? Is it safe for me to return to my retail shopping center? Is it safe to return to my dentist office? All of those places, people will be asking the question, is it appropriate for me to return to these places that just a few months ago they visited so frequently without a second thought about health and hygiene? And certainly we weren't even talking about COVID-19 2 months ago. So it's a new time. Now is a great time to prepare. And so by cleaning the interior space through a commercial cleaning company, there are verification steps that can be taken, and that would give some reassurance to the tenants and occupants of the retail and commercial spaces. There's different ways of doing this, but effectively there's fogging to clean, very specific types of cleaning methodologies that can be used following CDC guidelines. And then our company uses something called an ATP device. It's a handheld meter in order to verify that sanitation and cleaning, disinfecting has been conducted on the building surfaces in the interior. So there's certainly steps that can be taken before reoccupying the space.
Now, this isn't something that you would suggest they do this one time when they open up. This is something that's going to be an ongoing process, I would think.
I think that's likely. Absolutely, especially when people are talking about second wave of the pandemic possibly coming in a few months. So yes, I think on an ongoing basis, people will want reassurance that the property is sanitized and it's safe to return.
Yeah, I also don't think people are going to be that anxious to be in large crowds right away. So you're going to have that office building where everyone sat right next to each other, elbow to elbow. That's going to have to change.
I agree. I was just on a call this morning talking about the reconfiguration of the 6-foot office. And yes, that's becoming part of the conversation. How do we properly reconfigure our office interiors in order to provide adequate physical distancing between employees?
You think a lot more companies are going to, because this obviously has been working well. A lot of companies adjusted well to, Zoom conferencing, working digitally, remotely from home. And it's been ideal for the traffic situation in the city. But do you think that this is going to be something that a lot of companies are going to implement after this?
I was on a different call yesterday that the same point was raised, and the collective wisdom was, yes, we think people will take advantage of working remotely. And perhaps it won't be every day as it is now, but perhaps a couple of days a week, and that would certainly alleviate the traffic congestion, which would be most welcome for us. But looking to maybe stagger their work hours as well. that may be a way to improve physical distancing in the office space and other busy areas to reduce some of the congestion a little bit.
Well, Elizabeth, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, as always. And I hope you stay safe. And we've been speaking with Elizabeth Krol, National Client Manager for Partner Engineering and Science, Inc. And I wish you a pleasant afternoon.
And to you as well. Thank you so much, Rick. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching today's interview. If you'd like to be a guest, a sponsor, or even advertise in the New England Real Estate Journal, you'll find our contact information in the description box below. You can also find all our social media platforms so you can follow us, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel.